Well, hello and welcome everybody to the New Health Conversation. And as I always do, I want to address the censors before we ever start the podcast. Because censors over the last few months, we've been several instances where the New Health Conversation podcast, you had misinterpreted what we were saying and you delayed, you limited, or in one case actually shut down our podcast because you misinterpreted what we were saying. So the first big issue is this is not disordered eating. As a matter of fact, this protocol, which is called protein pacing, is actually a registered trademark with the U.S. Patent Office. U.S. Patent Office does not give out registered trademarks to things that are unhealthy for humans. The second bigger thing is the protein pacing is actually published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world for wellness, for weight loss. And it's in things like the Obesity Journal, Frontiers in Physiology, Nutrition Journal, Nutrients Forever, Frontiers in Nutrition, and Nature Communications, which is one of the top 5 medical journals in the world. They don't publish things that are unsafe. If it is unsafe, they'll report it. They also back up, there's no claims we're making because everything that we're talking about has been proven in these medical studies. So it is not disordered eating. It's one of the healthiest things you could do 5 days a week. They're having 4 meals a day, and 2 days a week they're having 8 meals a day. There's no deprivation, there's no starvation, it has nothing to do with dieting. It's actually a detox, which leads me to point number 2. You'd said this was some form of body dysphoria or body imaging. Again, that's completely wrong. This is a detox, and what we're teaching people is there's no such thing as getting fatter. We never even point that out. We say, look, you have the same number of fat cells at puberty you do when you die, and your fat cells can expand or contract, and they're expanding because we're living in such a toxic world. As we ingest these chemicals and toxins, the body takes the chemical, stuffs it in the fat cell, and causes those fat cells to expand. So it has nothing to do with body image. It certainly has nothing to do with body dysphoria. It's literally showing people that when they shrink, it's because they're detoxing their body. It has nothing to do with vanity. It's about being as healthy as you can possibly be. And we have all the medical proof to back it up. They did blood, stool, urine, fat analysis proving that this was removing toxins from the body. Number 3, you said that at one point we were diverting people away from TikTok to buy products on our website. Number 1, there are no products. There've never been products. We've never diverted anybody anywhere to do anything because they get a grocery list that they take to the grocery store. We have nothing to do with that. We don't sell them a thing. We've never sold. We have no intention of selling. Last but not least, at least a few months ago, you had brought up the point you thought, was this original material or copyrighted material? Again, there's an interview on our website with the #1 weight loss nutrition researcher in the world. He and his team are the ones that got the studies published, and they wanted us to publish their studies on our website to put them in the public domain so everybody could have access and see them. So everything that we're doing is the most compliant of anybody you have on all of TikTok. As a matter of fact, I will bring to your attention, we went to the search engines, the AI search engines, Chat, GPT, and Grok, and asked them, is there anyone on TikTok of weight loss influencers that have any medical proof at all? And here's what they came back with. TikTok's weight loss and health influencers have no peer-reviewed human trials to back up their claims. It's all opinions and anecdotal evidence. Top influencers, despite massive followings, are giving advice based on borrowed interpretation of existing science, personal anecdotes, self-experiments, hyper claims, often promoting unproven biohacks, diets, supplements with no peer-reviewed human trial studies. So here you are. You can do whatever you want. You have people on TikTok giving people opinions with no facts. We're the only ones, other than the drug companies. The drug companies have peer-reviewed human trial studies. We're the only other ones, and especially with 10 journals that found this to be safe and real, and they published it. There's nothing more compliant you have anywhere on TikTok than what we're doing. We hope that you will continue to promote us to the world because the world certainly needs a solution for obesity, and now we're becoming all toxic. Thank you very much. So we got new people on here: Jan the Phoenix, Dr. Apostle, RA, Anna Marie, Tobago, Jane, Honeybee, Cat Daddy, Tammy, Jana. Let's get right into it. First of all, let me explain something to you. This is the only protocol we can find anywhere on social media with not just 1 or 2 peer-reviewed human trial medical studies. I mean, the studies are published in 10 of the biggest medical journals for weight loss in the entire world. I would challenge any of you, I don't care if you're medical or not, show me anybody on TikTok with 1 shred of medical evidence, 1 shred. They're good on opinions. They're nice people. I see medical doctors and RAs and PAs and nutritionists and dietitians and fitness trainers without a shred of medical evidence. We did a search through ChatGPT and Grok and asked them, is there anyone on TikTok other than the pharmaceutical companies, because they have peer-reviewed studies, and this is called protein pacing. Other than those two, is there anybody with medical proof? And they came back and said the influences on TikTok's major weight loss health influences have no peer-reviewed trials to back up their claims. It's all based on opinions and anecdotal evidence despite massive followings. They're giving advice on borrowed interpretation of existing science, personal anecdotes, self-experiments, hyper claims promoting unproven biohacks, diets, or supplements with no peer-reviewed human trial studies at all. So you're all following people giving you opinions with no medical proof until now. I'm holding in my hand the medical proof that could absolutely change your life. It's going to change the world. It was invented, this protocol, which is not a diet, it's a detox. How many of you believe we're living in a toxic world? Please put it in the chat for me. Secondly, do you believe you're toxic? If you don't think either of those two, you're on the wrong podcast. This is not a diet. We're not going to talk about 10,000 steps and making a journal and all that nonsense. We're going to talk about actual medical facts. What did they do? They got published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. There is no other protocol like this anywhere on the planet. It was invented by the top weight loss researchers in the entire world. They were paid for 40 years to analyze diets. They never found a diet that worked in 40 years. Worse, 2/3 of everybody on every diet they ever studied gained more weight than they lost, because here's your downfall to every diet you're on, have been on, no one's telling you this. 40% of the actual pounds you're losing, up to 25 to 40%, let me clarify that. 25 to 40% is your lean muscle mass. The reason, here's why diets can't work. A diet is nothing more than reducing the total amount of food you're consuming. What the hell do you think the shots are doing? But what they never tell you, including the shots, you're also reducing nutrition. Well, your brain goes, wait a minute, I'm starving to death here, because nutrition runs all your organs and keeps you alive. So now you're limiting the amount of nutrition. Your body will turn to your muscles for fuel, slowing down your metabolism. The minute these people come off these shots, they're gaining a half a pound to a pound a day. Or people are already stuck. They've lost maybe 20, 30 pounds and they're stuck. No matter what, they can't lose any more weight. They come on my podcast all the time telling me this. But it makes sense. The only thing you're losing on the shots is 40% is lean muscle mass. My God, here's a study, New England Journal of Medicine, 12 months, semaglutide, 16, a year and 4 months, 68 weeks, that's what I meant to say. They said right in the study, after 68 weeks, the weight loss was 32 pounds, and of the 32 pounds people lost, 40% was lean muscle mass. This is the New England Journal of Medicine, for crying out loud. And they're putting people on, and we're not even against the shots. They're helping diabetics and helping people who are morbidly obese. But do you understand what you're doing to yourselves? If you lose 40% of your lean muscle, you think that's a good thing? It slows down your metabolism. You know what else it slows down? Your own damn immune system. You're making yourself unhealthy by going on these diets. Oh, they won't tell you about on the shots. Oh, because you lost weight. What kind of weight are you losing? Are they ever telling you that? Hell no. Again, I will challenge any of you. Show me anybody on social media with a shred of medical evidence. Give me a yes or no. Is anybody aware of anybody on social media with any medical proof? Give me a yes or no. You don't have to. I'm not your boss. I'm sorry. I get very animated. Because now we have the secret. Now we have the breakthrough. But it's not a hyperbole thing. I mean, a hype. It's published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. They did the most extensive medical research ever done on weight loss. They did things like blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis. They measured liver. They did cognitive ability in the brain. What the hell are you doing on a diet counting calories? They don't work, won't work, can't work. You don't have to believe me. Here's Medicare. Medicare's search for effective obesity treatments. Diet's not the answer. The researchers at Medicare looked at the long-term outcomes of diets and found that 2/3 of all dieters on any diet gained more weight than they lost. I don't make things up. Maybe you think I do. I've been a nutritional researcher for 23 years. We go on science. We go on real facts. We don't go on clinical trials on monkeys and chimpanzees. And I mean, other people can do that. We don't do that. Unless you've got a peer-reviewed human trial study on human beings, and then it has to go to a journal and get published. A little water for my voice. I'm getting really fired up. You need this. You may not need it, but you might want it. Name it. It's called protein pacing. I think let's see. Just trying to figure out here. Hold on. I'm not sure how to pronounce your name, so I don't want to mispronounce your name, and then I'll be sorry that I did that. But I think you're saying Smove, SMOVVC. I need this name. I do. Tammy says she needs it also. Okay. So what's the name? It's not no, sweet. Listen to me carefully. Read the headline. There are no products. There are no pills. It's not a diet. I know it's easy. That's what you want to think. Oh, what's the product? There's no product. It's based on food and a new way of eating. It was developed by the most advanced medical researchers weight loss researchers in the entire world. They were voted #1. This will change your life. Again, sweet Liz, there's no products. There are no products to buy. You're going to buy food. That's it. We've got all kinds of people that joined. I missed a bunch of you. I'm very, very sorry. So it's not a product. It's called protein pacing. You can look it up, Google it. It's a new way of eating, developed by the top weight loss researchers in the world out of Skidmore College in New York. Let's see. Who else? Name it. Okay. Share the live. Join the live through a shred. Okay. I'm ready. Well, I don't know if you're ready or not. Let me do this. I'll tell you what I'll do first. Let me walk you through exactly what this is and how it works. And then I'm willing, anybody that will, if you tell me if you're male or female, how tall you are, and your current weight, and then I'll tell you how fast. First of all, I'm going to give you your DNA weight. What should you really weigh? And then we're going to show you how you can lose as much weight in 4 days as 6 weeks of any diet, lose as much weight in a month as about a year on diets, and keep it off. I lost 40 pounds in 7 weeks 23 years ago. I've kept it off for 23 years. So let's first talk about what you would do, and then for any of you who want free consultation from me, free. Now, I guess I should introduce myself so you don't think I'm just some person up here yakking. Okay, well, let me give you my credentials, first of all, not to impress you, but impress upon you, so you don't think I'm just giving you a bunch of hot air, okay? First of all, I've written 4 best-selling books with some of the biggest medical doctors in the world. I did over 20 appearances on public broadcasting. I've done over 1,500 live lectures around the world in universities and hospitals. They even flew me to China. I was a keynote speaker at Autism One in Chicago, one of the largest autism conferences in the world, and I was a keynote 2 years in a row. So I kind of know what I'm doing. But here's what I want to, Aaron, I'll get to you. As soon as I explain how it works, whoever wants to line up and put in male or female, how tall, and their current weight, then I'll get as many of you as I can, okay? Now, let's talk about what they did. First of all, who invented it? Invented by the top weight loss researchers in the world who were paid for 40 years to analyze diets. They never found a diet that worked in 40 years. So they said, wait a minute, there's got to be other areas in the world where, there has to be places in the world where no one's overweight, and they found these other researchers who had found those areas in Russia, in Mongolia, in Tibet, South America, New Zealand. And those people, nobody was overweight. And you know what their secret was? It'll sound too simple. The foods they ate, which we don't have access to, had huge amounts of nutrition. And therefore they ate less food. See, your hunger, all of you, if I can teach you anything, your hunger has nothing to do with calorie counting. It's the dumbest thing you've ever done. Read the label, how many calories? No. The only thing your brain can calculate, it can't calculate calories and need for calories. It calculates nutrition, which makes sense. So the people in these faraway regions were eating. Ironically, there were 5 different, in all 5 areas, it was the same thing. Those particular soils in those particular parts of the world yielded really high levels of nutrition to the point where they talk about those foods from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand being the world's most perfect foods because they have over about 300 nutrients. Did you hear what I just said? Not 30 nutrients, 300, okay? So unless you're on a prescription for low iron or calcium, you need no supplements of any kind. You got it, everybody? Okay, so now they also then put a food list together that you all would get. You take it to the grocery store, free. By the way, we coach you for free and the consultation's free. How much is the consultation? 0. How much is the coaching? 0. Here's the website you all can go to. It's called The New Health Conversation. If you go there, we won't even contact you. We don't need to. What's there is the medical proof, including an interview with the #1 weight loss researcher in the world and a more detailed explanation of what they did, but why they did it. So what they did then, they have the foods, 30% from your grocery store. You're going to have, by the way, costs. Let's talk about that because everybody, oh, how much is it? Oh, is it expensive? No, it's not at all. You take your month's worth of food you bought, 30% of those dollars, that's all you're going to need to spend at the grocery store, leaving you 70% of the money to go towards these foods from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand that represent 300 different nutrients. Then they invented a new way of eating called protein pacing, which is a detox. Let me back up again for 1 second. Does everyone agree we're living in a toxic world and we're all toxic? We're drinking, breathing, eating chemicals as they enter our body. The body takes the chemical and stuffs it in your visceral fat. That's why you're bloated, not because you got fatter. There's no such thing as body image. This is your body telling you that you're storing chemicals in your body. You can look at how much she shrank. It's almost to the point where you can't believe it's the same woman. It's the daughter of a friend of mine. So don't waste your time telling me we switch women. We don't do that, okay? And then if we look at someone like Julie here, look at this, everybody. 35 pounds in 37 days. Oh, you're older. It's hard to lose weight. Really? 65-year-old diabetic man, 40 pounds in a month. Look at his A1C from 8.4 to 6.4. You getting the picture now, everybody? Now let's keep going. So what you're going to eat is 30% of your food and money at the grocery store. 70% of the food and your money goes to these foods from around the world. Then 5 days a week, you're going to have 4 meals a day. Did you hear what I said? 4 meals a day. Starting World's Most Perfect Food for breakfast, lunch and dinner from the grocery store, and a fourth meal, the World's Most Perfect Food, 5 days a week until you lose your weight. 2 days a week, here comes the detox. No food from the grocery store. Only these World's Most Perfect Foods. Now, I need to do a quick aside. Last night, when you all went to sleep, as long as you didn't eat too late, your body shuts down digestion. It has to do that to then detox. And the detox process in your body is called autophagy. It's when your body gets rid of all the dead cells. Every night, you don't have to do anything. Just don't eat too late. That's it. So these researchers felt that by being able to find these foods with huge amounts of nutrition and small amounts of food, if they fed her, they didn't know for sure, they fed her 8 times a day, every hour and a half or 2 hours. So she got really small amounts of food, but huge amounts of nutrition. Gosh, and then they proved that they did blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis and proved this is removing chemicals from the body. That's the main reason to do it. The weight loss is a throw-in. The weight loss is tremendous, but the main reason to do it is to detox your body. Also, they found the diabetics in this, they had to cut their insulin by 50%. But here was a big one, inflammation, which plagues every one of us. It came down 25% in a month. No diet's ever touched anything like this on planet Earth. And again, it's published in 10 of the biggest medical journals for weight loss in the world. It's not an opinion on my part. I'm not giving you opinions. Well, I don't need an opinion when I got 10 peer-reviewed human trial studies. And all of you, even most of you say most of the time, if I ask you, can you find anybody on social media with any peer-reviewed studies? Give me a yes or no. Do you know of anybody? No. The other big thing about this is maintenance. You know how simple it is? Every morning, World's Most Perfect Food, and lunch and dinner, like what I'm doing today. Every 2 months or so, I do another 48-hour detox. Why? Because the toxins aren't going on vacation. It's that simple. You're going to see in a minute here. I'm going to do some numbers. You'll be so shocked you think I'm lying to you. But the New Health Conversation, you can see it right here. You go to Google, just type in the New Health. There's no link. There's no links. It's a website with only the medical proof. And if you like what you see, you get to choose, not us. We're not going to contact. If you go to that website, we're not contacting you. We don't need to. The medical proof is there. If that doesn't convince you, we're not in the convincing business. We'll answer all your questions. You scroll down and get a free coach and a free consultation. But it gets better. So if you go to the website, first of all, what I told you, take your total food budget. Take 30% of those dollars you're going to the grocery store for a month. But you're only going to buy 30% of what you did. Way smaller amounts of food, proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables, and you're going to get serving sizes. Well, that 30% you're spending in a month, if this doesn't work, they're not going to give you your money back. However, the 70% you're buying from these other researchers, not from us, if this doesn't work for you in the first month, 100% money back guarantee, they'll even pay return shipping. So 70% of what you're going to eat, even if you eat all the food in a month, they'll give you all your money back. Because nothing's 100%. I would never say that. I'm not dumb enough to say that. So anyway, to make a long story short, what I'll do for you, if you want, I need to know if you're male or female, your current weight and your current height, because then we'll tell you what you should weigh, and we'll show you how you're going to lose as much weight in 4 days as 6 weeks of any diet. So I see a bunch of people lined up. Let me go back up here. Okay, so the first one here is Aaron, a male, 6'4", 450. Okay, Aaron. 6'4", you're very tall, Aaron. I would say for you, 220 would be a great weight. That's 230 pounds. Aaron, first 4 days, get ready. You're going to lose 15 to 20 pounds in 4 days, Aaron. You'll probably lose the first month. I'm going to tell you right now, Aaron, I'll be shocked if you don't lose 40 or 50 pounds in the first month. I'll show you why in a moment. So after 1 month, let's just go with 40, you should be 410, Aaron, all right? Now watch this, Aaron. The second month, probably about the same. 410, that would drop you down from 410 to 370. Now, it may slow down a little bit from that point. The next month, I'm going to say at least 35 pounds, so 335. Now we're only into 3 months. The fourth month, another 335. Again, you're going to be right at about 300. Yeah, you're going to be right on about 300 pounds. So now we're going to get into the 200s, right? So after that's 4 months, 5 months. Yeah, about 5 months in, you should be 270. 6 months in, 270. You'll slow down a little bit, 270, probably about 250. And you're going to basically, within 6, 7 months, you'll be at your weight. Now, let me show you why I'm telling you this. Jeff, who weighed 400. You a little bit more than him, but look at this. He lost 60 pounds in a month. 60. Are you looking at that? Are you looking at that, Gary? Not Gary, sorry. Who was I talking to? I'm sorry. Aaron, sorry, Aaron. Aaron, what do you think about that? 60 pounds in a month. I didn't tell you that. I said 40 or 50. Do I think you could lose 60 in a month? You might lose more than that. He's the record holder right now. 60 pounds in a month. You tell me what you think about that, Aaron. Have you ever seen anything like that, Aaron? Ever? And you're going to eat. You're going to have 4 meals a day, 5 days a week, and 2 days a week. You're going to eat 8 times a day. And you're going to detox your body. And you're going to have energy. And you're going to gain lean muscle mass. He wasn't allowed to exercise. None of them were allowed to exercise. I'll show you, look at this guy here. How about 45 pounds in a month? 45, Aaron. What do you think about that? This could change your life, Aaron. Are you excited? Give me some chat noise. Tell me. How do you do that? I know, I just went over, but I'll go over it again in a moment. So, Aaron, are you excited about that? Okay. So, Elijah, 5'7", 210 female. Okay, 5'7", great weight for you is going to be 130. That's 80 pounds. Alegna, in the first 4 days, you're going to lose 8 or 10 pounds. The first month, you're going to probably lose 25 pounds. That's going to get you down to 185 after 1 month. It'll slow down a little bit. The second month, 185, 165. Third month, 145. So 4 months. Yeah, a little over 4 months, you should be very close to 120, 125. Alegna, tell me how excited you are about that. Okay, Gary, Gary Fader, 5'9", 202. Okay, 5'9", a great weight for you is going to be about 160 or 202. So 160, Yeah, 160. So we're talking 42 pounds. You're making it too easy for me, Gary. First 4 days, 5 to 7 pounds. First month, minimum 20 pounds. You'll be 182 after 1 month. In 2 months, you'll be at 160. 2 months, Gary. Tell me how excited you are about that. Lady, I'm 5'9". Whoa, you're very tall. 5'9", 280. Great weight for you to be 150. That's about 130 pounds. The first 4 days, you're going to lose 8 or 10 pounds. The first month, at least 25 pounds. You should be 255 after 1 month. 1 month, 255. The second month, 230. The third month, 230. You're going to be right at about 205. The fourth month, 205. You should be, again, about 180. The fifth month, 160. So about 5.5 months, you should be about 150. Tell me how excited you are about that, Lady T87. Well, I'm glad you agree. That's wonderful. I'm Baka Boop, female, 5'9", 250. Becca, sorry, Becca, I didn't mean to mispronounce your name. Becca Boop, 5'9", again for you, 150 would be a great weight. That's 100 pounds. Becca, get ready. First 4 days, probably 10 to 12 pounds. The first month, you're going to at least 25 pounds. 1 month, 225. 2 months, 200. Third month, you're going to crack 200. You should be 180 after 3 months, 160 after 4 months. 5 months or less, you're going to be 150. Probably 4 months, you'll be 150. Becca, put in the chat, how excited are you about that? Let's see. I know everybody's going, wow, dang. I know everybody's excited. How do you do that? Yes, wow. Super excited. Doesn't matter if you're on the shot. The shots don't work long term unless you want to compare it to, let's look at a long-term study in the New England Journal. I'm not against the shots. They're helping diabetics. Unless you're a diabetic. If you're diabetic, then yes, Obviously, we actually have a system, if you're on the shot, that will keep you from losing lean muscle. So the answer to that is yes. But I can't give you an accurate weight loss because I don't, on the shot, it would distort it. Let me ask you this real one. So currently, how tall are you, what your current weight is, or what was your starting weight, and how much have you lost on the shot so far? I'm curious. But again, the thing you have to guard against on the shot is the loss of lean muscle mass. Let me prove it to you. Here's the New England Journal of Medicine, a 68-week study on semaglutide. I'm not sure which of the GLP-1s you're on. I'm going to read from the study for you. After 68 weeks, the weight loss was 32 pounds, and of the 32 pounds people lost, 40% was lean muscle mass. We know it's not up for debate. The shot, the weight you're losing, 40% is your lean muscle mass, period, end of the story. And it's slowing down your metabolism. So if you ever come off the shot, we're working with people coming off the shot, they're gaining between a half and a pound a day, not a week. But we're not against the shots. If they're helping you, especially if you're diabetic or you're morbidly obese, it could really help you. I have 182, I'm overweight. I need to know if you're male or female and how tall you are. Lisa, okay, Lisa, how tall are you? Becca, you love that. Yes, real one. You can do it with it for sure. Absolutely. As a matter of fact, we have a specific system just to support you because the thing you do not want to lose, real one, is your lean muscle mass. So again, all of you, here's the website to go to. See, real one of the things we do personal analysis for things like that. Listen, we have people with no thyroids, real one, no thyroids, Hashimoto's, goiter, hyperthyroidism, women, perimenopause, menopause, PCOS, people with fibromyalgia. We have people with no gallbladders, and we're not treating, curing, diagnosing, or preventing any medical disease at all. But I'd just be real curious, real one, how much have you lost so far in what period of time? But if you want to continue, then having the support so you're not going to lose very much lean muscle mass, that was what this could provide for you for sure. Does that make sense? Okay, Lisa, I'm 5'4". I think you said you were 180, Lisa. Let me go back up and find you. Lisa. Oh, I'm 182. Okay, Lisa, 5'4". All right, 5'4", Lisa. You want to be about 115. That's going to be 67 pounds you want to drop. Okay, so Lisa, first of all, in the first 4 days, 5 to 7 pounds. The first month, Lisa, minimum 20. So 162 after just 1 month, 142 after 2 months, 122 after 3 months. So basically, Lisa, a little over 3 months, you should be about 115. Lisa, tell me how excited you'd be about that. We see it all the time. And by the way, none of these people, Lisa, were allowed to exercise. And the average on this is at least 5 pounds a week for women, minimum. But let me show you, here's somebody only needs to lose 30 pounds, everybody. She lost, despite only 30 pounds, she lost 21 pounds in a month. That's 5 pounds a week. And then if we look at Julie, she's really knocked it out of the ballpark, 35 pounds in 37 days. 35 pounds in 37 days. But look at her body. That's what I want y'all to see. That's the detox. It's not body image. It's not body dysphoria. It's not comparing people. She's healthier because she detoxed. It has nothing to do with anything other than that. This is not a diet. It's not a comparative diet. It has nothing to do with that. Okay, so Lisa, 182. Yes, I was like that, but I'm 68. Can't lose it. Of course not, Lisa. I get it. You will on this, Lisa, definitely. Look, Lisa, here's a 65-year-old man, 40 pounds in a month. Look at his stomach on day 1, everybody. Look at his stomach on day 30. He's 65 years old. He didn't go to a gym. He didn't set foot in a gym. He wore a Fitbit to prove he didn't exercise. They wouldn't let anybody exercise because they didn't want to be an outlier. Otherwise, y'all be saying, oh, well, they lost weight because it was diet and exercise. No, it wasn't. Now, it's not that you can't exercise, and the research aren't against exercise, but they eliminated exercise so you couldn't say that. Because we now know, based on UCLA studies, if there's trainers on here, they're going to get really mad when I tell them this, but I'm just a scientist. I don't give a damn. I'm just reading the medical science. UCLA landmark study, research at UCLA found that diet and exercise ineffectiveness parallels all diets. Like nearly every dieting method, combining diet and exercise proves unsuccessful for meaningful, long-term, sustainable weight loss. Woo! Get to that gym and get on that treadmill. You're not losing an ounce. You're wasting your time. Total waste. Look, right now, to tell you how good we're doing on diets, here's a projection. Johns Hopkins Medical School predicts obesity apocalypse in 4 years. We estimate 86% of Americans will be overweight or obese in 4 years. What in the hell is going on? You're all counting calories. Why? Your buddy can't count a calorie. Did you know that? Your body has no idea what a calorie is. Why are you counting calories? Someone told you to. Dumbest thing we ever did as humans. Hello, Elegna. Oh, you gave me 3 different things. Thank you, Elegna. That's very nice of you. Lisa, Lisa. Oh, I didn't explain it, did I? I'm sorry, Lisa. Sunny, what is this? I'm going to explain it right now to you. It's a detox. Read the headline, everybody. She actually lost 60 pounds in 90 days. No products, no pills, no dieting. It's a natural detox. The first question I would ask all of you, including you, Lisa, or now you also, Sunny, do you believe we're living in a toxic world and do you believe you're toxic? Because if you don't, you're on the wrong podcast. We are drinking, breathing, eating chemicals, whether you know it or not, and as they come in the body takes those chemicals to protect us and stuffs it in our visceral fat. This is a detox. I'm going to explain to you how it works in a moment. First of all, who invented it? It was invented by the top weight loss nutrition physiologists in the world who have no products and they have no company. They're scientists, okay? So let's get that out of the way. The only thing you're going to consume on this is food. So let me tell you how they came about to do this. They were paid for 40 years to analyze diets. They never found a diet in 40 years that worked. And 2/3 of everybody on every diet gained more weight than they lost. And there was one simple reason that you've all probably never been told. On every diet you've ever gone on, whatever pounds you lost, 25 to 40% of it's lean muscle. That's one of the problems with the shots now. People are losing 40% of the lean muscle mass. That's why you see that gaunt look on all these people. You can lose weight, but you got to lose weight in the right way. But anyway, to make a long story short, the researchers said there got to be people somewhere in the world who aren't overweight. So they found other researchers who'd gone and found these regions in Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand. Nobody was overweight. Nobody. And you know what their secret was? Those foods which aren't available to us, well, they are now, but you couldn't buy them in any grocery store anywhere in the world. They simply had really high levels of nutrition. And therefore, the people could eat less. See, your hunger has never been generated by lack of calories. The only way you can ever be hungry in your life is lack of nutrition. It's that simple. And there's no supplements here. There's no pills. So the researchers put together a food list. You actually would take 30% of your food budget. You're still going to buy from your store. And you get a list of proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables. You got it, everybody? Only 30% of what you spent, leaving you 70% of the money to go towards these foods from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand, that the researchers called the world's most perfect foods from a nutritional standpoint, which is the only thing your body cares about. There's so much nutrition in these foods, they estimate there's about 300 different nutrients. But it all comes from food. There's no pills, okay? Then they invent a new way of eating based on these new nutrition models. 5 days a week, she had 4 meals a day. She started with the world's most perfect food for breakfast, lunch and dinner from the grocery store, and a 4th meal after dinner, the world's most perfect foods. Then 2 days a week, here comes the detox. No food from the grocery store. Only these world's most perfect foods. And this time, she ate 8 times a day. She was eating every hour and a half for 2 hours. And that was the detox. In case you didn't all know, last night when you went to sleep, as long as you didn't eat too late, your body all but suspends digestion, which it has to do to naturally turn on a mechanism called autophagy when your body gets rid of the dead cells. Every night, you don't have to do anything. So the researchers felt they could do this when they were awake. By utilizing these foods from around the world and feeding her 8 times a day, they didn't know if it was going to work. But they said, this we think will work. So they gave her 8 meals a day, every hour and a half to 2 hours. So she was getting really small amounts of food involving almost no digestion, turning on the detox mechanism supported by still these foods, even though tiny amounts, still had very large amounts of nutrition. And how did they prove it? They did blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis and proved without a shadow of a doubt this was removing chemicals from the body. That's why she shrank so much. That's why if you look at someone like Julie here, look at how much she shrank. 35 pounds in 37 days. You would expect her to have loose skin. She doesn't have any loose skin. Look at that. Look at her face, look at her arms, look at her stomach, look at her thighs and calves. There's nothing like this on the planet, everybody. It's a detox. It's not a diet. The change in her body composition has nothing to do with vanity. It's just a medical fact. If you can detox your body, you're going to shrink. Most women in this lose a whole dress size in a week. Men lose 2 to 4 inches off their waist in a week. I lost 40 pounds in 7 weeks 23 years ago. I lost 8 inches off my waist in 14 days. I went from a 42 to a 34-inch waist. I'm still a 34-inch waist 23 years later. So again, let me keep going. So what else did they find? They did brain cognition. They had people with hardening of the arteries. And if you know what hardening the arteries, imagine a rubber band that's lost its elasticity. That's what happens to people when they get older. The capillary and the blood vessel becomes really stiff. They return flexibility, and we're not treating, curing, diagnosing. Now, the reason I can say that, it's published in the medical studies. So it's already been vetted. It's already at the highest level you can go in medical research. Cognitive ability improved, brain fog went away. But the big one was inflammation, which every one of us, all of you and me, we all suffer from inflammation. It went down 25% in a month. You're not on a diet, everybody. You're on a detox. And then maintenance, how have I kept 40 pounds off for 23 years? Every morning I have the Wilson's Perfect Foods. I had lunch today and I'll have dinner tonight. And every 2 months I do another 48-hour detox. Now, why do I need to do that? Because the toxins aren't going on vacation. Don't kid yourself. Starbucks coffee 3 months ago, go look it up. 1 cup of Starbucks coffee. And I like Starbucks. But each cup of coffee, you're getting 25,000 microplastics in each cup of coffee. We're living in a toxic world. If you think you can avoid it, good luck. And we have a free website to go see medical proof right there. You know what's on the website? Medical proof, including the actual medical journals. You can go and look at them yourself. And there's an interview with the #1 weight loss nutrition physiologist in the world. And he says in the interview, they, as the top weight loss researchers, they'll never put anyone on a traditional diet again. And they invented this. And they have no products and they have no company. They're scientists. That's what I love so much about this. There's no hype. And again, I would challenge any of you. Lisa, are you aware of anybody on TikTok with 1 shred of medical evidence? Just give me a yes or no, please. Any of you. I love audience participation. I want audience participation. So Sunny, now you should understand what it is. Yes, Lisa said. And Lisa said no, she's not aware of anybody on social media with 1 shred of medical evidence. So who else would like to know? If you want to know, I'm sorry, if you'll tell me if you're male or female and how tall you are and your current weight, I'll tell you how fast you can lose weight on this. You're all wasting your time with all these influences with they don't have a shred of medical evidence. And some of them have, 10 million followers. They don't have a shred of medical. Why the hell are you following them? Why does that make any sense to any of you? Now you have a choice. Here's your choice. You can continue to follow influencers, the nice people, without any medical proof, or you can follow this protocol she's on and other people is published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. Which one would you choose now that you have an option, which you didn't have before you got on this podcast? I'm just curious. No, God, no. Unicity. Let me read you what a bunch of... Want to hear about unicity, Sonny? Listen to this. Unicity. However, these largely unsubstantiated hype with no independent evidence for detoxifying the body, reducing inflammation, and preserving lean muscle claim implied. Peer-reviewed human trials, there are none existing for unicity. What they cite are mostly internal, company-funded trials, short-term, small-scale, and biased, plus borrowed science from generic ingredient research. Their ingredients are just common. This is the medical research on unicity. There's not a shred of medical evidence called peer-reviewed human trial studies. Hell no, it's not unicity. Hell no. It's not even it's not even in the same zip code, not on the same planet. That's the problem with a bunch of this stuff that you're all falling victim to. They don't have a peer-reviewed human trial study is the last stop in medical research. So which one would you rather follow, Sonny? You want to follow opinions or you want to follow medical facts? Yeah, I get really animated because this stuff makes me crazy. Because I run all this stuff you're seeing on TV. There's not a shred of medical evidence behind it. Sleep this and sleep that and beets and whatever. There's no medical proof behind it. Doctor recommended. When did a doctor become a medical researcher or a chemist? And I wrote 4 best-selling books, some of the biggest medical doctors in the world. I discovered a medical syndrome that all of you, including me, have called the TDOS syndrome, registered trademark, U.S. Patent Office, toxicity, deficiency, overweight, and stress. Peter Greenlaw, that's me. I discovered the medical syndrome. Do whatever you want to do. But unicity, it's not even in the same. Unicity, their weight loss is a pound a month. Pound a month. What? That's a diet. There's no medical proof. So anyway, Sonny, I think you can tell. Lisa, am I losing my mind? Lisa, didn't I just walk you through 5 days a week? You're going to have 4 meals a day and 2 days a week. You have only these foods from around the world 8 different times a day. And it's by doing that, you slow down your digestion, which turns on the natural detox mechanism, proven in the medical studies through blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis that it detoxes your body. You could never do this with regular food. I thought I went through that. Maybe I didn't. I may have been. It's based on food and a new way of eating. And the new way of eating is that 2 days a week, you're going to eat 8 times a day. Really small amounts of food with huge amounts of nutrition. Rather than it being a talking point on my part, it's proven in these 10 peer-reviewed human trial medical studies. Did you miss that part, Lisa? I'm serious. I'm not mad. I want to make sure that you're informed. So if you make a decision one way or another, at least you have the right knowledge. This is a real full-blown, Unicity doesn't have any studies. Not real peer-reviewed human trial studies in credible journals. None of these people do. That's the cool thing. Now do you understand, Lisa? So Lisa, it's your body that's doing the detoxing, by the way. But what you have to do in order to detox, Lisa, you've got to all but suspend digestion. That's why every night when you go to bed, Lisa, you detox. It's called autophagy. Maybe that's where you got confused. But this is when you're awake. And they were able to duplicate almost no digestion, which you have to detox your body. It's only your body, Lisa, that can detox you. There's no product. This is not a product. It's based on food and a new way of eating. So who else would like to ask me a question? Sonny, I'm glad you said medical facts. Thank you very much for supporting me. I love that. So, Sonny, would you say that's a pretty big deal in your mind, the fact that they have no credible peer-reviewed human trial studies versus 10 of the journals? Because you maybe you know this, Sonny. Maybe I didn't know what peer-reviewed studies were 25 years ago. So I always tell people, listen, don't feel bad. But no drug ever gets approved without a peer-reviewed human trial study. And I will because I'm going to ask you, Sonny, are you aware, honestly, straight up, are you aware of anybody on social media with one shred of medical evidence? Give me a yes or no. Right. You eat 8 times a day, little portions of food twice a week. Yeah, absolutely. And no one's hungry. We have people weighing 600 pounds that don't get hungry, Lisa. You got it. Yep. Laugh out loud. No. Are we friends, I hope? I'm just kidding you. But you understand, Sonny, you can tell that I'm pretty positioned on this stuff. Because people come at me all the time with all this crazy stuff about, I'm on this diet. And then I say to them, okay, well, they don't have any medical proof? Well, why would you do that? Lisa, I'm fine. No, I was telling this Sonny, I hope we're friends. But Sonny, again, Sonny, here it is. You don't have to do anything with me. There's the website, Sonny, The New Health Conversation. I swear to you, if you go there, we're not going to contact you. But if you like what you see, you can scroll down. You get a free consult and a free coach. And Sonny, if you wanted to know, if you told me how tall you were and your current weight, I'll blow your mind at how, A, what you should weigh, and 2, how fast you could get there. You don't have to, but if you want to, I'm happy to do it. I've been doing it for people all day long. And most of the time, people are stunned. They can't believe it. They think I'm lying, making it up, that it's fake. Nothing's fake. There's you can't fake. I mean, the one thing I'm sure you can't fake or edit a peer-reviewed human trial study. It's in the public domain. I mean, you can go and look at it, whether it's the Obesity Journal or like Nature Communications, which is one of the top 2 or 3 medical journals in the world. I mean, there's about 170 journals. And the problem is, some people get published in journal number 170. It's not the same as getting published in journal number 1 as far as the scrutiny goes. It's a whole different ball game. So who else would like to ask, put in the chat, if you tell me if you're male or female, how tall you are and your current weight, I'll tell you how fast you can lose weight on this. Who would like to know? Oh, I know why people aren't stopping, because I didn't put the post. So again, anybody scrolling by, she lost 60 pounds in 90 days. There are no products. There are no pills. There's no dieting. It's a revolutionary natural detox. And understand, Lisa, if you try to do 8 small meals with regular food, it's not going to work because there's not enough nutrition. I'll give all of you an example. A bowl of spinach the iron levels in spinach. Cornell University did a study from 1957, Lisa, till 2020. One bowl of spinach in 1957. Today, you have to eat about 20 bowls of spinach to equal the same amount of iron. See, that's what the problem is. That's why this would never work. That's why the researchers limited everybody to 30% of the total food they consumed. So these other foods made up for the deficit, even though you think, and I do Whole Foods and Trader Joe's and Sprouts and Farmers Market, it's still not good enough. Not to do that. Well, they've never been able to duplicate it in 40 years until now. And they did it because of these foods from around the world that you can't buy in any grocery stores. It's not like, oh, I'm going to go down to my local store and get some food from Russia. No, it doesn't work like that. Okay, so Gold Queen, me. All right, Gold Queen. I'm 128. How tall are you, Gold Queen? How tall? Gold Queen, one very important thing, though, before we get too excited here. This is not available everywhere in the world. It's available in the following countries: Canada, United States, Mexico, Puerto Rico, New Zealand, Australia, and anywhere in the EU and Cyprus. If you're not in one of those countries, it's not available. So Gold Queen, are you in one of those countries? For example, it's not available in Africa, it's not available in South America, it's not available in the Caribbean. So again, Gold Queen, tell me, because I don't want to disappoint you. I'll get you all excited and then you can't get your hands on it. That's not fair. Yeah, sorry, Gold Queen, not available. Not available. I'm sorry. I have nothing to do with that. So unless you have friends in Australia, you're closer to Australia than you are about anything. Yeah, whenever I see like centimeters and kilos, I know pretty much that there's a good chance maybe they're not going to be in those zones. Yeah, a sad face. I'm sorry for you, but we don't ship anything. We have nothing to do with that. And there's only so much of this food to go around. That's the other thing. So they don't make it available everywhere in the world. They only available in the markets where they can distribute it, I guess. We have nothing to do with that. So that's a whole different ball game. I'm sorry, Gold Queen. Who else would like to tell me if they're male or female, how tall they are and their current weight? I'll tell you how fast you can lose weight on this. First, what should you weigh from a medical standpoint? And then how fast can you get there? So come on, everybody. And also we only have 794 likes after 47 minutes. If you like what you're hearing, tap on the screen, send me some hearts, send me some love, send me some good vibes, okay? Who else would like to know? If you'll tell me if you're male or female, how tall you are and your current weight, I'll tell you how fast you can lose weight on this. Okay, Tamara, I'm 5'7", 168. Tamara, 5'7", great weight for you, 130, that's 38 pounds. Get ready, Tamara. First 4 days, 5 to 7 pounds. First month, minimum 15 pounds. So 153 after 1 month, 153, 138 after 2 months, so 138. You're going to be at your goal in 3 months or less. What do you think about that, Tamara? 3 months or less, you're going to be about 120, 125. Tell me how excited you'll be about that. Can you even believe it, Tamara? Can you believe that's possible? But it is all the time. Also, Tamara, any of you ladies, you're going to lose a whole dress size in the first week. And that's without any, none of these people were allowed to exercise. They wore Fitbits. Let me show you, Tamara, why you could be excited about this. So here is, she only had 30 pounds to lose, okay? And she lost 21 pounds in a month. So you have a little bit more weight to lose. That's why I'm being very, very conservative. I'm not giving you the top numbers. The top numbers are like Julie here. Look at that, 35 pounds in 37 days. So literally in a month, in 5 weeks, what she did, you'd almost beat your goal weight in 5 weeks. But I'm not promising that. I slowed it down a little bit. I know you can't believe it. Nobody can. But Tamara, let me ask you a question. Are you familiar with peer-reviewed human trial medical studies? Do you understand why they're so significant? Give me a yes or no. Snoopy, I promise I'm going to get you in just a second, but female, okay. Snoopy, I'll get to you in just a second. Okay, tell me more. All right, so all of you, here's how it works. A peer-reviewed study on human beings, let's start, that's what it means, peer-reviewed human trials, Number one, they're done on human beings. Now, what happens to even be able to do a clinical study, you first have to get certified by the government. Then you have to submit what your study is going to be because they don't want you to kill people, right? Third, you do your study. Then the study that you've presented goes to if it's peer reviewed, it goes to like the Obesity Journal or Frontiers in Physiology or Nutrition Journal or Nutrients or Frontiers in Nutrition or Nature Communications, which is one of the top 3 or 4 medical journals in the world. Then those journals, they hire people. That's what peer reviewed means. And they send it out to these people, medical doctors and researchers, paid to discredit what the researchers are trying to do. Because again, we're dealing with human beings. They don't want to kill people. That's why no drug, for example, ever gets approved without a peer-reviewed human trial study. Does that make sense to you, Tamara? Tamara, can you name anybody on social media, anybody, give me a yes or no, that has one shred of medical evidence you've ever seen, let alone a peer-reviewed human trial study, let alone 10 peer-reviewed human trial studies? Give me a yes or no, Tamara, yes or no? That's why when you say amazing, it's not, because it's proven medically to be safe and real, and everything I'm sharing with you is backed. It's gone through 10 different review boards for 10 different journals. That's a huge deal. One journal's much, but to go through 10, that's why the studies took 16 years. 16 years. They were started back in 2010 in some cases. This is going to change the world, but it's completely safe and it's real. Exactly, Tamara. Now are you excited? Isn't that crazy, Tamara? Now, Tamara, did you get to hear me? Snoopy, I'm going to do you in a moment. Did you get to hear me explain how this works, Tamara? You did. Yes, you did? Okay, good. How about you, Snoopy? Did you hear me talk about how this is a detox? Okay, Snoopy, you're 5'4", 245. 5'4", Snoopy. 115 max. That's going to be 130 pounds. Okay, so Snoopy, first 4 days, 10 to 12 pounds. First month, Snoopy, close to 30 pounds. You should be 215 after 1 month. It'll slow down a little bit. After the second month, 190. The third month, 170. The fourth month, 150. The fifth month, 130. So less than 6 months, Snoopy, you're going to be about 115, 120. Tell me how excited you'd be about that. How excited would you be, Snoopy? Give me a comment. Snoopy, you didn't hear, you're saying no, were you saying no to the fact you didn't hear me do it? Just so I'm clear, just give me another no, just so I know, because I'm going to go through it for you. Don't worry about it. Tamara, you did hear. Okay, crazy, happy, I did not hear. Okay, so everybody, bear with me here. I'll go as fast as I can. This was invented by the top weight loss researchers in the world. They had been paid for 40 years to try and find a diet that worked. They never found it, but actually they created this system. And the way they did it was they found other researchers who'd gone to areas in the world where nobody was overweight. And they found these people in places like Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand. And the secret to all of them was simple. They were consuming foods that we can't get. Well, now you can because you can get them for these. But at their grocery store, organic, the farmer's market, you can't get foods like this. And those foods represented enormous amounts of nutrition in small amounts of food. And that was the key. So what they did, and here's what you would do, Snoopy. You would literally, if you go, here's the website, everybody, to go to. And there's no link. It's just The New Health Conversation. The New Health Conversation. That's the website. Only thing there is the medical proof. But if you like what you see, scroll down, you get a free coach. Now, why is that important? Because the coaches will give you a grocery list you're going to take to your grocery store, but only 30% of whatever you spent last month, that's all you're going to spend at the grocery store with a list of what? Proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables. You got it? The 70% of the money you have left goes to these foods that literally do come from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand, representing what the research called the world's most perfect foods. From a nutritional standpoint of view, they have 300 different nutrients. So unless you're on a prescription for low iron or calcium, you throw your supplements out. You don't need any supplements. So those are the foods they're going to eat. Then they invented a new way of eating, Snoopy. Here's what you're going to do. Wait till you hear this. 5 days a week, Snoopy, you're going to have 4 meals a day. So 5 days a week, she was having 4 meals a day, starting breakfast, the world's most perfect food, lunch and dinner from the grocery, and a fourth meal. Yeah, 4 meals. Why? Because she was eating less food, but she had enough nutrition. See, Snoopy, all of you, Tamara, you've never in your life ever been hungry for a calorie. Your body has no idea what calories are. It's the biggest bunch of crock on the planet. When people say, oh, we're going to put you in a calorie deficit to lose weight. You are? Where's the medical proof behind it? Because all the medical studies say, here's a big one right here. Medicare, hold on. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Medicare's search for effective obesity treatments. Diets are not the answer. We looked at calorie-restricted diets long-term and found that 2/3 of all dieters on calorie-restricted diets gained more weight than they lost. Boy, does that sound exciting for all of you. Whatever the hell diet you're on now, 2/3 are going to weigh more than you did when you started, according to Medicare. It's good enough for me. Not on this. So 5 days a week, 4 meals a day. 2 days a week, Snoopy. No food from the grocery store. Here comes the detox. Only these exotic foods, these world's most perfect foods. This time, listen to this, everybody. She had 8 times a day. What? Yes. And she detoxed. How do they know? Because they did blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis and proved this is removing chemicals from the body. I mean, it's unbelievable. I agree. I understand you're all skeptical. But why you can't be skeptical, it's published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. So it's already been vetted, Tamara, by the top researchers who are paid to discredit what the people are trying to claim. That's why no drug, if it's approved, thank God, without a peer-reviewed human trial study. Now, does that make sense, Tamara? Does that make sense, Snoopy? Also, maintenance. I lost 40 pounds in 7 weeks 23 years ago. I've kept it off for 23 years. Wow. Every morning, I have the world's most perfect food. And then I had lunch today. I'm going to have dinner tonight. And then every 2 months, I do another 48-hour detox. Why? Because the toxins aren't going on vacation, unless you know something I don't. This is going to change your life. It will absolutely change your lives. Change your lives. No question. So, yeah, I know. How excited is everybody? How excited? Is everybody excited? Yes, no, maybe, maybe. Okay, Snoopy, I did you. Yeah, Tamara, they're not. Well, Tamara, I'm not sure what part of the country you live in. Let's joke around. What part of the country do you live in, Tamara? And this will make you laugh even more. I love it when I make people laugh. What? I'm in Denver. I'm in the tech center on Bellevue. It's my office. What? You're in Colorado? Well, we know for damn sure with the brown cloud, the toxins don't. Well, I don't know. This week, maybe they're going to take Thursday off. What do you think, Tamara? Wow, that is so cool. Yeah, I'm in the tech center right up for Bellevue and I-25. Wow, that is just, that's. Occasionally I get people from Colorado because we just had someone from Fiji. We get people from the UK, from Ghana, from all over the world that are following my podcast now. That is just too coincidental, Tamara. Oh, that's great. Yeah. Yeah, Tamara, so you get it, right? We, especially in Denver, the brown cloud, we've been living with it for years, right? So what day does that brown cloud go away? How about never? Do you think maybe we need to detox, Tamara? Do you think maybe we need to detox in Colorado? Let alone if you live near Rocky Flats. I hope you didn't. So, this is really great. Never ever, right? Detox weekly. Well, you don't need to do it weekly. Initially, you do it until you lost your weight, and then probably do it maybe once every 8 weeks or sooner. I do it. I'm on one right now. I'm actually on day 1 of a detox. And I do them at least most I go is 2 months. A lot of times I'll do it in a month because it makes me feel so damn good. Energy through the moon. And I understand, unfortunately, I do know there's a lot more in the atmosphere than just the brown cloud. Huh. So Tamara, now you're very intrigued, I hope. I hope you're very intrigued. That's really crazy. What part of Colorado? Tamara. Not that meant. Oh, in Parker. My son lives in Parker off of Chambers and Jordan. Right in that area, down in that area. That Parker has just exploded. Huh. Well, that's wonderful, Tamara. I'm very happy for you. That's just great. But any new people, would you like to know if you're male or female? If you tell me how tall you are and your current weight, I'll tell you how fast you can lose weight on this. So who would like to know? Oh, in Pradera. Oh, I actually have a friend. She's a big time realtor there, and she had some real severe neuropathy, et cetera, and that all has cleared up for her. And it wasn't just weight; she had some other issues. She had trouble getting out of bed in the morning because her feet hurt so much, and I think it was in like 3 or 4 weeks when she just couldn't believe it. She was jumping out of bed in the morning. That's a beautiful area where you are, Pradera. Yeah, absolutely. Cool, cool, cool. Well, I hope, again, here's the website for all of you to go to. So did you screenshot that, Tamara, so you know the New Health Conversation? You can go there anytime you want. Good, good. Well, it's wonderful chatting with you. Let's see if we can turn your life around, okay? I mean, I know we can. I'm not even worried about it. So who else would like to, if you'd like to comment, um, but for everybody, how did she actually lose 60 pounds in 90 days? No products, no pills, no dieting, revolution, natural detox, 10 peer-reviewed human trial studies. Who would like to know? If you tell me if you're male or female, how tall you are, your current weight, I'll tell you how fast you can lose weight on this. Who would like to know? Anybody? Come on, everybody. Would anybody like to know? Come on, everybody. I'm just waiting for someone to ask me. I'm happy to give you a free analysis. Tamara, you're going to get your goal. You know what the most expensive part of this is, Tamara? You make you laugh again. The new wardrobe you're going to have to buy. Tamara, you're going to lose a whole dress size just in the first week with no exercise. How much would that excite you? Or does it suck that I would force you? I wouldn't. I mean, you're going to have to go to Park Meadows or Cherry Creek, one of the two. I'm serious. I'm not making it up. I mean, if you lose a dress size in a week, what do you think you're going to be in a month? That's so cool. I'm very impressed. My home state, and I got people from my home state. So you're about 20 miles from where I'm sitting right now. That's great. Again, who else would like to know? How did she lose 60 pounds in 90 days? No products, no pills, no dieting. Who would like to know? Oh, I'm sorry, I've got to end this. I just got an emergency call. Or I'll pause it. Let me pause it. Hey, you're harder to get a hold of than Trump, for crying out loud. He's a little busy with the war. If I was any better, I'd be you. I'm great. I'm having a wonderful week. It's my TikTok has exploded. I just crossed 30,000 followers. And I'm getting the highest views I've ever gotten. I've gotten a couple, I was averaging like 200 or 300 views. I haven't dropped below 900 in like 3 or 4 days. Some of them are 1,500. Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm on to you is what I'm on to because that's the whole point. You cannot believe the number of people that don't know what a peer-reviewed human trial study is. I just was on one right now, and that was what we were talking about. Well, it is. It's definitely starting to, Paul, I've never seen anything like this. The engagement. One of the things I had almost four, there were so many comments I couldn't keep up with it. In other words, it was scrolling. And I was just asking people, tell me, are you male or female, how tall you are, and what's your starting weight, and I'll tell you where you should be. I couldn't keep up with it. I had to then put a new link in so I could I couldn't type the website fast enough for people to go to. It's all about the science. It's 1,000,000%. Every person's telling me that. It's all about the science.
something going on tonight? When do you leave for California?
Oh, not for a couple weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, tonight I've got I have a Zoom with 3 chiropractors. And I'd love for you to be on there. One of them has been in Isogenics for more than 10. Well, they all, I think, were in at some point. But one of them, he's re-engaged. He was under Glenn and Ina Nozick, and they flew the coop. And so he got a hold of me on TikTok. So he's looked at the blue. He said, "This is the most brilliant thing I've ever seen." And I didn't even tempt him with I didn't know if I could get you or not. So yeah, it's set up for 8 o'clock, and I can send you the Zoom link. If you'd be on it, would be awesome, because we're going to get to see their reaction to the system that you helped create, the blueprint, etc. That's their biggest interest is the system that they have, so they don't have to coach patients.
Right. Boy, I love that. They're chiropractors?
Yes, they're chiropractors. Yes,
Okay, let's do it.
there's 3 of them.
Yep.
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock. Send me the link.
I will. Well, how's everything else? You've been busier than a one-armed paper hanger or a one-eyed man in a burlesque show. Which one?
I just flew in this morning, was up at 3 o'clock a.m. From Columbus, Ohio. I was at the Arnold Classic, which is the largest bodybuilding, fitness, strongest man, you name it, UFC.
Did you get to speak? Did you get to speak?
I spoke my head off. I was speaking to everyone.
What are they saying? What did they say about what you told them? What were they blown away?
People are blown away. I got to meet the 4-time strongman champion from Canada, and we had a wonderful conversation. I told him about protein pacing, and he was like, "Tell me more. This is amazing." It's just incredible. So people are catching on.
You sound like you're pumped. That's good. But I think this would be a really good thing for us to see, because they're reacting to the system that we've set up. Like the one chiropractor, he's watched every one of our videos. He's just going crazy. And he's been in for 10 or 12 years. And he just said, I did isogenics. I didn't do R2M, protein pacing and intermittent nutritional fasting. So I think it'll be a great, for you to hear the feedback from them, because this is, as you like to say, this is in the wild. This is real people.
I got it. Let's do that. That would be so tremendous. Gosh. All right, 8 o'clock.
I'll send it to you in the next couple of minutes, and I'll talk to you then, okay?
That sounds great.
See you, buddy. Bye-bye. Oh, everybody, hold on. I'm back, but I don't have the picture yet. Hold on. I'll get this in a second here. Something happened to my camera. Come on, come on. There we go. Hey, I'm back, everybody. I'm really sorry about that. It was an emergency phone call, actually, from the top weight loss researcher in the world. And when he calls, I jump through the hoops. I'm serious. It really was. It's the scientist who his team at Skidmore College, they're the ones that did the medical studies. And he was just telling me that he was in, I think it's the largest weight fitness bodybuilding symposium in the world, and he was just with one of the world champions, and they're blown away. See, you got to understand, everybody, it's not a weight loss program, it's a detox. It's absolutely a detox. There's no doubt about it. So anyway, to make a long story short, yeah, I'm back, everybody, okay? Yeah. But anyway, Tamara, it's not don't do at the New Health Conversation. You will not get to the right website. That is my TikTok site where there's 1,500 videos, but there's no medical proof and you won't get a coach. So are you clear? Hi there, welcome in. DD Grams. Oh, we got lots of people joining us. People hung in there, which is really great. Thanks. I hope I'm worth waiting for. You know what I'm saying? So again, for any of the new people that just came in or are coming in right now, I was just messing you here. I'm clear. Okay. So it's the New Health Conversation, not at the New Health Conversation, right? So yeah, that was a very, very timely, important call for me to take. But again, who else would like me to? If you tell me if you're male or female, how tall you are, your current weight, I'll tell you how fast you can lose weight on this. And he was just encouraging me to keep doing what I'm doing. He said, we need to get this science out. He said, the world is really hurting. And, we know, Tamara, that in Colorado, we're pretty fit, but boy, what I've seen lately at Park Meadows and, et cetera, I mean, I don't think that everybody got the message. And it's really sad that people are doing these diets which just don't work. I mean, it's really pretty obvious, right? Um, and this does work. Oh, Tamara, male 6'5", 310. Wait a second. Male 6'5", 310. Am I got the? Whoa, hold on here a second. Maybe I'm confused. No. Tamara, are you asking me about somebody else? I'm confused, Tamara. Because last time I checked, you were female and not 6'5" and 310. So Tamara, clarify, who is that for? Oh, okay. I didn't see that. All right. Okay, Tamara. Sorry. Okay, so first of all, he is really tall. I would say for him, I'm going to say probably around 230 would be ideal, which would be, in his case, 230 is going to be 80 pounds. Okay? Now, Tamara, he is going to lose, get ready for this. He will lose in 4 days 10 to 15 pounds. First month, he's going to lose at least 30. He'll be 280 after 1 month, probably 250 after 2 months. So 2.5 months, I'm going to see him, Tamara, at his goal weight in 2.5 months. So April, May, yeah, by early, way before 4th of July, he should be at his weight. I just did, Tamara. Did you hear me say what did you not, did you just hear me? I guess you were typing when I was talking. So give me a yes if that, and if you could do it together, Tamara, it's even better. It's absolutely better. Good. All right. So, okay, hobby for me, Karen. 4'11", 207, 69 years. Okay, 4'11", you want to be 100 pounds. I can tell you right now. 107 would be your weight loss goal. You're going to lose in the first 4 days. You're probably going to lose 8 or 10 pounds in 4 days. I know this sounds crazy to you. Trust me. First month, you're going to probably lose 25 pounds. That'll get you down right away to 25 pounds. It's going to get you down to 192. 192, no, 7 and 10 to 17, no, 182, sorry, 182 after a month. The second month, they'll slow down a little bit, 182, 162 after 2 months, 142 after 3 months, 122 after 4 months, 122 after 5 months. You're going to be within 5 to 8 pounds of your goal within just 5 months. So tell me, hobby, how excited are you about those numbers? Yeah, you give me yes. If you can do it with your husband, it would be wonderful. It would be, and you'd be supporting him and supporting you and really extending his life, because there's no reason that, although he's really a big guy, but he'd be so ripped at those numbers. I'm telling you, it's just crazy. I don't know if I showed you this, Tamara, or not. This is our record holder, Jeff. He weighed almost 400 pounds. Look at this. He lost 60 pounds in a month, Tamara. 60 pounds in a month. 60. That's crazy, right? Crazy? So that's why I'm really encouraged about what your husband can, and he doesn't weigh anywhere near what this guy did. So it's all about changing lives. I know, crazy. You mean Jeff? Yeah, I couldn't agree. Well, hobby, how excited are you about your numbers? I just gave you your numbers. How old? Again, I need to know his height and weight. Now, let me ask you something. Is he done growing yet? Because if he's done growing, he can do the full detox. If he's not done growing, then we have to do a modified plan for him. But because he's so young, he still is going to lose weight like he'd never lose on a diet if he needs to lose weight. So how tall is he and what's his current weight, Tamara? I'll bet he's big because both of you are tall. Well, that's not that bad. As a matter of fact, 6'2", he needs to gain weight, Tamara. Tamara, at 6'2", yeah, he should be over 200 pounds. So Tamara, yeah, we definitely would put him on a modified version where he could gain weight. We have kids as young as 2 doing this, Tamara. We have a lady 92 years old. We have people with no thyroids. So now you could have the whole family doing it. But don't you agree? He wants to gain weight. At 6'2", oh no, we can put muscle on him, etc. Good, Tamara. Well, that's why, again, you want to discuss all this with your coaches, and they'll go over all that with you. It's not a problem. Yeah. Oh, God, he needs. My son was all-state basketball player at a Thunder Ridge High School. Um, and okay, I'm going to show this to you, Tamara, all right? I'm going to show you a young man, 43 years old, who's a surfer in incredible shape, and I'll show you what happens when they want to gain weight. Okay, you ready for this? Day one, that's the first day. 4 days later on day 5, look at that muscles just right. And then look at day 12. That's 11 days in, Tamara. Look at that. That's what your son can look like. Now, I kind of know this person. I shouldn't have said that. That is my youngest son, who was an all-state basketballer at Thunder Ridge High School. He was all-state 2 years in a row, etc. So, yeah, that's what I want. That's what I want to see for your son. You tell me how excited he'd be about looking like that. Because at 16 years old, he's got such an advantage. This stuff, he just suck it up and build muscle. I'm assuming he's working out and lifting weights and doing training. Am I correct, Tamara? He's very tall. He's 6'2" already. He's only 16 years old. No, let's get him going. Let's get that muscle on him, right? Right? Me too excited. Oh my gosh, this is so much fun. Oh, right. Exactly. Because otherwise, how are you going to put, how are you going to put, you don't want to put weight on that's the wrong kind of weight. You want to put lean muscle. Look at the muscle development. I mean, I wish I looked like that. No, that's my youngest son. He's 42 years old. He lives he lives in Nicaragua. He surfs, and he does all of our training of all our coaches, believe it or not. And he's remote. And he surfs twice a day. I keep telling him, Tamara, wait a minute. Wait a minute. How did you get a job like this? Here I am in Denver in my studio every day. I love what I do. I'm not kidding you. And he's my biggest fan. He's just wonderful. I have my oldest son was co-author on all my books. He went to CU as a journalism major, so it's a family affair kind of thing. Huh. I wish I did too. Everybody wishes they lived in Nicaragua. Yeah, we were just down there for Christmas. We went down because he has a son who just turned 6, a few weeks ago, but we went down pre-Christmas, we have 3 grandkids living here, and my oldest son, we all flew down and spent like 9 or 10 days with him. And yeah, I look at that and go, holy smokes, I guess this stuff works. But I think you're getting the impression, Tamara, and all of you, this is not a diet. It has nothing to do with dieting. And that's the kind of muscle. But you have to understand, even though it may not show up, but say your husband, et cetera, and underneath all that, you're going to build lean muscle. All the people on this, and they didn't exercise. He's exercising. They gain between 9 and 12% lean muscle mass. So imagine if you work out, with someone like your son working out. I mean, I'm telling you, he's going to crush it. Crush it. Yes, it can be a family affair. Absolutely. Well, how excited do you think he'd be if he could look like that? You tell me. I know, as a guy, I'm intimidated when I'm around my son, and I'm wearing my tank top. Oh, that's so funny. That's great. That is great. Yeah, it could change your whole life. Tamara, how about if I do this? I'll tell you what I'll do. I don't think you've gone to the website to fill out the form yet. How about this? If you go to the website and fill it out and just put, I want Colin to coach me. His name's Colin. I'll get him to coach your son and your husband and you. But your son would really relate to him because, like I said, he was an all-state basketball player. And I think he'd really get along with him great. Okay, daughter. Okay, I don't have a daughter. I have granddaughters. She's 19, 5'7". She's pretty much, I would say, maybe 5 pounds at the most. But again, she can change her shape. Does that make sense? You got any more kids? They're coming out of the woodwork. This is great. This is unbelievable. Yes, you all should be on this. You all should be on this. But what would you think about having him coach you and your kids? What would you think about him doing that? Well, that's enough. That's all. But seriously, would you, his name, so make sure if you fill a form out, I want Colin to coach me. He'll do it. He doesn't have a choice. He's he's in charge of, good, Tamara. And I know you said you already got it, the website, The New Health Conversation, but when you go there, when you fill out the form, make sure I want Colin to be our coach. And just make sure you put the notes in about your husband, your son's a basketball player, et cetera. Because I don't monitor that. And I wouldn't want to promise you, but if you put, I want Colin for sure, you'll get Colin as a coach, okay? The coach of coaches. Why not start at the top and work your way down? I would suck as a coach, Tamara, because I'm doing these like at least anywhere from 6 to 10 hours a day because I need to get the word out. And fortunately, we've got tons of people. What's happening, Tamara, is I started this thing 23 years ago, and I never thought it was going to turn in. We've helped 800,000 people, and we've got literally thousands of people that have volunteered to be coaches, and that's how we're able to do it. You know, that it's a movement. It's not B Bell 07. There's no product. Bell, please, I'm going to read it for you. How she actually lost 60 pounds in 90 days. No products, no pills, no dieting. So Bell, there's no products. It's based on food and a new way of eating. And Bell, I've just been going through with people. I'm giving them free consultations. If you tell me male or female, how tall you are and your current weight, I'll tell you how fast you can lose weight, and then I'll explain to you. It's a detox. It is not a diet. There are no products involved, only food. You're buying food. 30% you buy from your grocery store. You get a grocery list. The other 70% comes from foods from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand that you can't buy in any store. And then you're going to learn a new way of eating where 5 days a week, you're going to have 4 meals a day. Yeah. And 2 days a week, you're going to have 8 meals a day. And you get free coaching and free consultation with no gimmicks. Yes, correct, Hobby. It's the R2M protocol. Absolutely, yes. And actually, you know what that stands for, Hobby? Race to maintenance. The biggest reason, two biggest reasons. One is detox your body, and two, maintenance. There's no sense to do this if you can't keep the weight off. Isn't that cool? And you can see on the website, Hobby, there's nothing to buy there. You see that. Tell everybody that. So Bell 007, if you want to know, I'll give you a free consultation. I just need male or female, how tall you are and your current weight. I've been doing it all day for people, which I do every single day. Who else would like to tell me, if you tell me how tall you are, your current weight? I'm sorry, a male or female, how tall you are and your current weight, and I'll tell you how fast you can lose. It's not a diet. This blows every diet away on planet Earth. There's nothing even close to this. So who else would like to, if you tell me if you're male or female, how tall you are and your current weight, I'll tell you how fast. Or you can look at Julie, everybody here. Diets are dead. She quit diets forever, lost 35 pounds in 37 days with a natural real food detox and a better way of eating. It's based on food. There are no products to buy. You're going to go to your grocery store for 30% of the food and 70% from these other researchers who found these foods in Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand with crazy amounts of nutrition. So people could eat less food but still get enough nutrition. That's really how it works. We actually, believe it or not, Hobby, we have a total carnivore version, no veggies, no carbs at all. And we do have so there's a traditional one, there's a carnivore one, and there's one that's for vegetarians. So absolutely you can do it. Just let them know that you hate vegetables, so they'll put you on the carnivore version. Make sense? Magic Mara, I'd love a consult. Okay. So Magic Mara, right now, if you'll tell me how tall you are, well, I'm assuming you're Mara, Magic Mara, you got to be a female, how tall you are and your current weight, and I'll tell you right now how fast you can lose weight. Magic, I'm 5'3", 135. Wow, you're making my job too easy. At 5'3", maximum, you should be, an incredible weight for you would be 110, 25 pounds. Magic Mara, first 4 days, 5 to 7 pounds. First month, minimum 15 pounds. You'll be 120 after 1 month. 2 months, Mara, you're going to be like 110, 115 in 2 months or less. Tell me how excited you are about that. And you're going to gain anywhere from 9 to 12% lean muscle with no exercise, and you're going to be able to maintain it for the rest of your life. It is not a diet, it's a detox if you've been listening. Oh, man. Magic Mara. Okay, here, look. Tell me you can see that right there, the New Health Conversation. It's not a link, Mara. It's a website. So you go to Google, type in the New Health Conversation. It'll take you, and you'll see everything there is medical proof. If you like what you see, scroll down. You get a free coach and a free consultation, and they'll coach you the whole time for free. And the only thing you're buying on this, if you've been listening, Magic Mara, is you're going to get food. 30% from your grocery store, you get a grocery list, and 70% from these exotic, not exotic, but the world's most perfect foods from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand. Did you hear me walk through Magic that? Like what you're going to be buying? You buy nothing from us. We don't have any. We don't tell you anything. You're getting the foods from your grocery store, and only 30% though, well, which you spent last month, leaving you 70% to buy these exotic foods around the world that makes this work. You did. Okay, good. So Magic or Hobby, do me a favor. And this is important to me, all right? Be honest with me. Are either one of you aware of anybody on TikTok or on social media with one shred of medical evidence? Because as you know, and I've been talking about, this is published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. But either one of you, just give me a yes or no. It's a simple question. Are you aware of anybody on TikTok or social media with any medical proof at all? Any of you? Can any of you tell me anybody? Put me in, coach. I love it. And you saw the website then, right? Magic Mara? Magic Mara saying no. So Magic Mara or Hobby, listen to the next part of this. I think it'll be self-explanatory, but I do this because it helps me. So would you both agree up until this podcast, the only thing, well, I want to be clear, on the social media, the pharmaceutical companies, they have medical studies. So let's clear that up. But before this podcast, your choice was pharmaceuticals, or you could go to TikTok and see these influencers who are giving you opinions. That's it. They don't have any medical proof. You both said that. So that would be, don't put it in there yet, but in the chat, as soon as I'm done, I want you to put a 1 would mean you're going to continue to go with people, nice people on TikTok with nothing but opinions. Or you want to go with what she did that's published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world, that's a 2. So do me a favor, put a 1, you're okay with opinions and that's what you're going to continue, good luck. Or you're going to go with medical proof, a 2. So give me a 1 or a 2 in the chat. Hobby, I'm reading the website now. There's an awful lot on there that both of you gave me 2s. Thank you. So Hobby, one of the most important things on there is did you see the 60 minutes that'll change your life? That is the most important thing you can do. That is the interview with the #1 weight loss researcher in the world. They're the ones that created this. They have no company, they have no products, but they invented this. Hobby, did you see that there? You'll see it too, Magic Mara, when you go there. It's one of the most important documents. It's a podcast, an interview that I did with the #1 weight loss researcher in the world, who ironically called me right in the middle of this podcast we're on now. I had to stop for like 5 minutes. So Magic Mara, when you go there, make sure that you watch that. And also, Magic Mara, understand, we don't contact you or Hobby. What you do, you scroll all the way down to the bottom and you get a free consult and a free coach. How much is the coaching? 0. How much is the consult? 0. What do you buy from us? Nothing. And they're going to give you everything, including all you need to know. Also, Hobby, you're going to get this. It's called the Blueprint for Success. And each one of these yellows are daily videos from the researchers. And they have no company. They don't have any products. But this is what she did. She followed this. It's called the Blueprint. There's even a section, there's a whole calendar. I think you can see those little squares. They're telling you each day what you're doing, why you're doing it, how you're doing it. This is all free. All the coaching's free. The only thing you're buying is food. You show me any other program like this on planet Earth. Even gets better, Hobby or Mara, if you go there. Right, that's okay. But you notice if you scroll all the way down, Mara also, it'll say free coaching, and then it'll say right under that, 100% money back guaranteed. Let me clarify that for everybody. The 30% of the money you're going to spend that you spent last month at your grocery store, only 30% of that. 70% of the money you have left goes to the other foods around the world. The 30% you're spending from your grocery store, They're not part of that 100% money back guarantee unless you arrange something with them. But the 70% that you be buying, 100% money back guarantee, no questions asked. They'll even pay return shipping because nothing is 100%. But darn it, this is probably close to 100%. They couldn't even afford to do it if this didn't work. And nothing's 100%. I would never tell anybody that anyway. Yeah, hobby. Well, you'll want to watch it. In Magic, when you go there, you want to watch it. So who else would like to? We got more people coming on. Who else would like to find out how she actually lost 60 pounds in 90 days? No products, no pills, no dieting. So don't put in the chat, what's the product? There is no product. It's based on food and a new way of eating developed by the top weight loss researchers in the world who were paid for 40 years to try and find a diet that worked. They never found one in 40 years. And they're the top weight loss researchers in the world who have no hunt. Magic Mar, 100%. Good, 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 good. Magic Mar, you don't understand what it's going to do for you. I mean, the weight loss is really almost incidental to this. It's the energy, it's the mental fog, it's sleeping better at night. Oh, I didn't even tell all of you this, Magic Mar or Hobby. We have people with no thyroids that had their thyroids radiated out. Goiter, Hashimoto's, hypothyroidism, PCOS, perimenopause, menopause, all those symptoms get way better. And we're not treating, curing, diagnosing, or preventing any medical conditions. We're not doing that. But what we are doing is sharing what's in the medical studies. And we got people with all kinds of, we have a lady 92 years old. She was on a walker 3 months ago. She's not on a walker anymore. At 92, she's taking taekwondo lessons. I met her like a couple months ago. She's in Florida. 92 years old. I couldn't believe it. What? But you've got to understand, none of you have ever had access to this level of nutrition before, and not in a pill form. When you eat it as food, it's much more usable by your body. These foods from around the world, they got 300 different nutrients, 300, not 30. Oh, thank God. Okay. Oh, you were watching me? Thank you. That's very much. I hope I wasn't boring. Hobby. Listen, all of you, am I boring or do you enjoy hearing the medical science? Because I want to make it fun, but I also want you to understand the seriousness of what we're talking about. We're talking about your health. This is not some game. This is a real deal. And when we're talking about blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis, we're liver enzymes. We're talking about brain function. Inflammation alone plagues everybody in the world, and it came down 25% in a month. Do you all understand the significance of that? I'm sorry, my voice. I'm 6 hours of podcast so far today. I do anywhere from 6 to 10 hours a day, so I just have to make sure that I keep my voice and keep myself hydrated. Really, Hobby? Well, that's about to change. Look, are you committed to yourself? Are you going to love the coaches? I mean, they're dedicated to you. They really want you to succeed. I can also tell all of you, Magic and Hobby or anybody else who wants to know, every Thursday night, once you become part of if you're doing it, we have a Zoom call with people up from all over the world, and they just come on and talk. We got nurses and medical doctors coming on, just talking about their results or sharing tips. Like maybe someone comes on that has goiter, talking to someone else. I mean, it's wonderful. So we're building a community. This is a movement. This is not the New Health Conversation. It's not a company. We don't have any products. I started the New Health Conversation 23 years ago. So again, anybody that's coming by, if you want to stop and find out, if you'll tell me how tall you are, and if you're male or female, I'll tell you and your weight, I'll tell you how fast you can lose weight on this. So who else would like to know? I mean, at least I would feel, Hobby, that you're getting educated, if nothing else. Not if nothing else. Hopefully there's a lot more. But I've spent 23 years at this, and I've written for the new people, just so you know who I am. I've written 4 best-selling books to some of the biggest medical doctors in the world. I appeared 20 times on public broadcasting. I did over 1,500 lectures all over the world, and 23 years as a nutritional researcher. By the way, on the website, there's no products to buy, no books. We have no books for you to buy. You got it? So who else would like to ask me a question? Who else would like to ask me a question? Or if you'll tell me if you're male or female, how tall you are and your current weight, I'll tell you how fast you can lose weight. You're going to lose weight on this in 4 days. It would take us 6 weeks on any diet. Anybody interested in that? Would anybody like to know how, why, etc.? And we're stuck at only 1,900 likes. Come on, if you like the content, tap on that screen. Let's get up in the 2, 3, 4 thousands. I've been on for an hour and 34 minutes. Excuse me. And I'm willing to stay as long as people want me to help them. And all I ask of you, if you'll tell me if you're male or female, how tall you are and your current weight, I'll tell you how fast you can lose weight. And then I'll walk you through how in the world did she lose 60 pounds in 90 days. And you can see no products, no pills, no dieting. There are no products. It's food and a new way of eating. And you're going to get coached. How much is the coaching? Zero. How much is the consultation? Zero. And there's a 70% of what you would buy, the food you're actually going to eat in a month, comes with a 100% money back guarantee. These are foods that come from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand. You tell me if that is like incredible. Marvis Kitchen of, are you in the kitchen business? Or is that your last name? I'm curious because my old career years ago, I used to sell really expensive kitchens. When I saw that Marvis, I just saw that. Well, maybe that's your last name. Marvis Kitchen of Oweri. I wonder where Oweri is. Maybe you'll tell me. So who else would like to know? If you tell me how tall you are and your current weight, I'll tell you how fast you can lose weight. And are you male or female? That's it. Oh, Marvis Kitchen. Now I get it. Okay, you're a chef or you have a terrific. Okay, now that makes more sense to me. So who else would like to know? Again, if you'll tell me if you're male or female, how tall you are and your current weight, I'll tell you how fast you can lose weight on this. Who else would like to know? I've got to go. I'm glad you came across my FYP. Me too, Hobby. We'll look forward to working with you and helping you, okay? So who else would like to know? All right, well, if not, I'm going to take a short break because my voice. So it's now, what time is it? It's 6:12 on the East Coast. Give me about 10, 15 minutes just to rest my voice, and I'll come back on. So it's 6:12, figure no later than about 6:25, okay? So I'm going to end this podcast right now, and then I'll be coming back on. Okay, everybody? Bye for now.